Aryan lived his life like a perfectly planned timetable. He was a brilliant architect, and his blueprint for happiness was simple: success, recognition, and absolute control over his projects. His confidence, however, was as fragile as the glass towers he designed. The crisis began with the shattered skyscraper. Aryan's magnum opus, a massive multi-year project, was suddenly canceled due to a bureaucratic failure entirely outside his control. He didn't just feel disappointment, he felt annihilated. How could something so monumental just end? He spent weeks trapped in resentment, reviewing every email, every meeting, clinging fiercely to the idea that the project should still exist. One evening, while pacing his apartment, he picked up the book. There, he read the lesson: Embrace Impermanence. Aryan understood that his current anger, his feelings of betrayal, and the project itself were all just temporary states. He mentally stepped back and saw the project for what it was: a moment that had passed. The pain would not last forever, just like the joy of its beginning hadn't lasted forever. This realization was the first act of letting go. He decided to stop clinging to the ghost of the skyscraper. This detachment created a vacuum. With his mind free from fighting the past, he noticed the sudden silence in his life. He found himself standing on his balcony, noticing the clean scent of the rain, the reliable coffee machine his wife had bought him, and the loyal devotion of his old dog. He wasn't destitute, he was surrounded by resources. He read the next lesson: practice gratitude. He understood that his mind was wired to focus on what he lacked, the canceled project, and needed to be intentionally redirected to his current stability, his health, his skills, his home. This simple shift felt like building a mental shelter against the chaotic storm outside. His new calm was tested immediately when his wife suggested he use his downtime to start sketching again, a hobby he had abandoned years ago out of fear of producing imperfect work. Aryan felt immediate resistance. What if the sketches are bad? He realized he was trying to run from discomfort. He turned to the book and read Welcome Discomfort. He understood that the only way to gain strength was to endure the initial unpleasant feeling. He forced himself to sit down and draw, even taking a freezing cold shower beforehand just to prove he could tolerate temporary physical pain. The cold water and the awkward stroke of the pencil were the friction he needed to grow. Finally, Aryan started a small personal project, a simple redesign for a local community center. The client was demanding, the budget was tight, and every week presented a new technical hurdle. Instead of seeing these difficulties as a series of unfair burdens, he recalled the book's final teaching: view difficulties as opportunities. He understood that the challenges were not obstacles, but teachers. He thought, this tight budget is forcing me to be innovative with cheaper materials. This unreasonable client demand is teaching me how to communicate better under pressure. He stopped asking, why is this happening to me, and started asking, what is this forcing me to learn? He finished the community center project. It was small, but it was perfect. More importantly, he was different. The disappointment of the shattered skyscraper hadn't broken him. It had forged him. He had learned that the secret to peace wasn't controlling the outside world, it was mastering the quiet, internal decision to accept, appreciate, endure, and grow from every situation. He realized that the only path that mattered was the one unfolding right now, imperfections and all. The central lesson of this book is that peace and success come not from controlling the external world, but from mastering your internal response to it. You must stop fighting the reality of change and imperfection. Here is what you should actively implement from the book. Embrace impermanence. Remember that all situations are temporary. Stop clinging to good moments and stop magnifying bad moments. Detach your self-worth from fleeting outcomes. Practice gratitude. Shift your focus from scarcity, what you lack, to abundance, what you have. This stabilizes your mind and preserves your emotional energy for real work. Welcome discomfort. Stop running from friction. See challenges like criticism or difficult tasks as the necessary training that builds your mental and emotional resilience. Know when to let go. Be strategic. Clinging to past failures, resentments, or defunct projects is dead weight. Release them to create space for new growth. View difficulties as opportunities. Reframe problems as teachers in disguise. Every hurdle forces you to learn a new skill or invent a better solution.